What is up? Welcome back to Softcore History. I am your host for the week, Rob Fox, joined as always by Dan Regester and our very special guest, Scott Lopez.
Very special indeed. Thank you guys for having me. It's always fun. Honored.
Love to have you here.
Yeah, I feel good. I look good. I'm
You
ponchoed up.
Great, yeah.
Big ponch.
In the poncho.
Got the puka shells on, dude. I'm ponked up.
You're always the best dressed guest we have.
Pooched up.
Oh, by far. And I like the Mexican version of a poncho because it's useless in rain.
Yeah.
It's really, I don't know what its use is other than just to
This
wear.
thing
It's
would just weigh a lot. It'd be super heavy in the rain. It's alpaca. I don't know why that's a thing.
It's just a tunic.
This also
really.
isn't comfy. It's very itchy. This thing sucks. I hate wearing it. It's terrible. It provides nothing good for me.
He's married to the bit.
Yeah, it provides a bit. It looks good. That's the
it.
thing.
Yeah. And the alpacas died for it.
I want to tell you what my wife just texted me before we went on air. This has been a developing situation for about a week, and I just couldn't be prouder of my oldest. And I'm going to share it with you guys now.
Yeah.
He thinks poop is funny.
Awesome.
Every night this week, he's said to follow me, Dada, because usually he'll be like, Dada, will you tell me a story before bed, like after I read him books or whatever? I'm like, okay, sure. It used to be like, tell me a story about a tiger that goes to the store or something stupid like that, an elephant that goes to the playground. So this week, finally, for whatever reason, he was like, Dada. He thought it was really funny. He's like, Dada, tell me a story about a poop and a pee. And he's like, I think it's like the funniest fucking thing. So I'm like, okay. All right, I'll tell you a story. And he's like, a poop and pee that goes to school. And I'm like, okay. And he's like dying. He's like, this is so stupid. And so I tell him, like, so poop and a pee went to school. And the teacher was like, oh, what's your name? And then I'm like, and then the poop said, my name's Poop. And then the teacher said, oh, get out of here. Oh! And he fucking, like, is literally crying, laughing in the bed, much to the chagrin of my wife, who does not want to tell shit stories to my fucking toddler. So tonight, as she's putting both kids down, she just texted me. She goes, Rory asked for a story about a gross poop and a yucky pee. And I assume he was just laughing.
She didn't oblige.
She did not oblige. She was like, I'll be right back, and then just left and never came back.
Wow. I don't ever want to tell somebody how to be a parent, but Courtney, you're letting your child down.
Tell that child a story about shit.
Make something up. You're supposed to be creative, too.
I know. It's not hard.
I mean, that dream died a long time ago.
It died for all of us. What are we doing here?
There's a picture of me from my time in Korea in the barracks, naked on the toilet because I was drunk and walked outside naked. Mm-hmm. But I kept like fighting all my friends, like, get off of me, because I had to like poop, and I was like going to take a poop, and then I fell asleep on the toilet, and there's a picture of my buddy like pulling me like forward and then checking the toilet to see if I shit to like carry me to bed.
Nice.
Like, is he done?
I'm just naked on the toilet. And he's just like looking in the toilet to see if I pooped, and I didn't. And then they're like, "Fuck it, dude, just drag him to bed." And
Yeah.
Also,
was
Rob,
awesome.
I'm still in my prime, all right? World's Strongest Man, those competitions,
Yeah.
they're usually late 30s, early 40s.
Who said you weren't in your prime? Where'd that come from?
You said that time to be a star passed us.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I judged a high school lifting competition this weekend.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
whoa,
Yeah. It was very humbling.
Did they crush you?
There was a lot of fat, Hispanic, chubby, just strong men.
Real strongmen they're not ripped.
Well, the strongest kid there was.
Oh, he was like,
He stunted on everybody.
okay.
But, yeah, no, some impressive stuff for high schoolers.
Okay.
We had kids squatting, I think the most they squatted was 595.
god dang,
Pretty good.
Can you do that?
Can I squat 595? No. Could I ever squat 595? No.
You were talking before, like, you were going to, like, be better than all these kids.
I was surprised. Although, kind of cheaters, like numbers a little juiced. They're all wearing, especially for bench, they're wearing the benching shirts.
What is that? I don't
Kind
know.
of everything gets compressed, and it's kind of like a slingshot.
Oh, okay.
So like if I wore one of those, I could easily bench over 315.
You don't have to go down as far, essentially.
You do, and I had to instruct them like you had to keep it on your chest to press,
Yeah.
but it keeps everything nice and tight for you. So like you don't really have to worry about form, and like you don't have to worry about something going out. It's just like I said, a slingshot. Just it helps you. But yeah, these kids, some of the kids were benching like, I think max bench was like 400 pounds,
That's crazy.
like 405.
I was embarrassed like a week ago. I have a bench in my garage and it was like with like 135 on it. I barely did 10. I was like, that is sad.
But
that was my warm up.
Their best numbers were
Granted, 10 years
squat
ago,
easily.
I couldn't believe it.
I was very lenient though. Some of these kids didn't go, full range of motion. But
I never went full range of motion in high school lifting. I never went all the way down. I had no idea.
They
I was
got
like,
they had
that
all their
counted.
chalk.
That counted.
They had their fucking wristbands, armbands. They were just geared up.
Kitted
I
out.
also wanted to test them. I wanted to get some pee.
They're weightlifting LARPers, dude.
No, I respect these kids. These kids are cool. It's all the ghetto schools too, because I went to a low economic high school.
Yeah.
Was this through your teacher friend?
Yeah, it's through Shay. She teaches at this like really poor Hispanic school that like I think already 3 kids have died this year at school.
Of murder.
Yeah, of like
yeah.
stabbings or shootings. But these kids are disciplined. The coaches are cool. It was kind of like a Coach Carter situation.
Yeah.
You're going to lift your way out of here.
You got to lift your way out of poverty.
And it starts with yourself.
Yeah.
But I see the appeal now. So Giorgio's been coaching Texas club wrestling for like 3 years now.
UT, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he gets paid. I hope he does soon.
For club sport?
No.
Not much if he gets paid anything. You would think, by the way, that UT would not have a club team since they're such an Olympic powerhouse.
Wrestling, though, is not good
big
in the state of
South.
Texas.
In fact, when Missouri joined the SEC, we had to join a different conference for wrestling because we have a good wrestling program. With Giorgio wrestled at Missouri.
Yeah.
We had to join the MAC, I believe, actually.
Max powerhouse for wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not quite the Big Ten, though. Big Ten's, those are the big boys for wrestling.
Big 12 used to be good at wrestling.
Yeah, because of Mizzou.
Not just Mizzou. The Iowa State,
All the
I think,
Iowas,
and probably the Actually, I think OU was solid wrestling as well.
I haven't kept up with my high school wrestling and college wrestling knowledge.
Yeah. Mizzou had Ben Askren, and
But my whole point is I see the appeal of being a youth coach. It's kind of addictive. I was a referee, but I was coaching these kids up.
yeah, helping kids is fun. Being a part of kids' lives is fun. That's why having kids is sweet.
I see the appeal, Rob.
Yeah.
Although
Get someone pregnant. Idiot.
your kid's gonna let you down. The good thing about somebody that's like not your child, if you fail, you don't feel as bad.
Yeah, you can eject.
Yeah, you can easily eject.
You can have your kids join up my youth paintball team that I help own and coach. Hey, they just got second place yesterday.
That's why I helped my friend Shay out with her kid, who's 9 now. He's really good at soccer, but because she's a teacher and a single mom, she doesn't really have the funding to send him to all these camps and all these different leagues. So he plays like once a year, but he's like a stud.
You got to get him
He's
in.
just naturally good at it.
You got to get him in something.
I know.
Well, anyway.
He's gonna be. I'm gonna lift him out of poverty too.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
You're going to make him a real man.
He's like Michael Lohr. He's my.
And you're Sandra Bullock.
I'm Sandra Bullock.
You're blindsiding him. You're going to make him a real man, and that's what we're talking about today.
Hell yeah, real men of genius.
Real man.
I know it's your favorite campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Real man of genius. I thought that was a great campaign back then.
It was fine.
Back when America was here. I hope we get those back.
Well,
That's a sign. That's a sign that we're
real man genius.
here.
Yeah. So today we're talking about, it's similar to an episode I did recently, the ancient Romans, much like us today, and also everyone ever in the history of Earth, always talked about how men used to be men.
Yeah.
Men used to be men. Everyone alive today, no matter what today is, whether it's now or 200 BC or 1500 AD, we're all pussies now. We used to be hard.
Yeah.
Or you rip the ladder up, and you're like, in my day, we were the real fucking gangsters. We were the fucking G's. We were the fucking alphas.
You don't do it like we do it.
It's every sport too. Like Chuck, Shaq, they're on their TNT show, RIP, but they're just talking about how soft the NBA is now and how bad the NBA is now. It's like our league. You could clothesline a guy.
Yeah. Used to fuck dudes up. Everyone's a pussy now. And that was part of...
Look at us right now. We're currently podcasting.
Talking about better men.
Talking about better men, but also popping Zyn pouches. Yeah. All of us have it.
Like men do. You lower deck it, though. That's strange.
That's the only way I know.
Do you go upper deck?
Yeah, every time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right
I feel
here.
like I would swallow it on accident every time.
I go lower deck because when I used to dip in high school, like, long cut, skull, straight.
Oh, gross.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Because if you did anything else, you were a pussy.
Copenhagen.
Straight, though.
Yeah, not skull, dude.
You get what's available to you.
Yeah, high school, yeah.
It was a Northeast thing. Skull was, I think, king back then. Copenhagen was a little, I think that was a south. I think it's a regional thing.
Yeah,
that
true.
makes sense. So even part of Augustus Caesar's lifetime of propaganda was that he was a good, humble, masculine, lived like Romans used to live, Roman men used to live and stuff like that. Presumably, he was thinking about men like Scipio Africanus, right? One of the guy who won the Punic Wars.
Yeah.
That was the episode you did. But even during the Punic Wars, if you'll remember, the Romans were like, this wouldn't be a problem. These Carthaginians wouldn't be a problem if we weren't all such bitches nowadays. We're not like the old dudes, the old heads who founded Rome. They were hard as fuck.
Yeah.
We're pussies. Even though we just won one of the most important wars of all, we're pussies, dude.
Very progressive to acknowledge the fact that they're pussies.
It's just eternal bullshit. You know what I mean? It's what people always say. It's what people always do.
Well, brother, you are what you eat. And buddy, do I munch box? I wrote it. If you ever go through the TFM archives, it's one of the better columns I ever wrote.
What?
Is it just called Munch and Box?
It's called Munch More Box.
Hell yeah.
It's a propaganda piece to go down on ladies.
I'm
I
sure
agree.
everyone loved it.
It's a good time.
It's a great time, especially when you have a mediocre dick.
Yeah, you got to make up for it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And
You get her off a couple times
That's
with your
the
mouth.
easiest way to do it, yeah.
Also, zero pressure.
Less effort.
Like, I already got
the
you
bar
off a couple
is
times.
so low.
I'm not getting sweaty doing it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the way to go. It's the move. It's the pro move. Kids, if you're out there listening.
Let her sit on your face.
Yeah.
Munch on Box, kids.
So even though throughout history, it's been constant bullshit that people have been like, oh, they used to be so much harder than us. They used to be so much tougher than us. We're pussies now. Sometimes. Just sometimes. There is an example from history so egregiously hard-ass masculine that you have to concede that maybe, just maybe, they did used to be harder. Today, we are telling the story of Gaius Mucius Cordus, better known as Scaevola, which means left-handed.
It's a hard name.
Yeah.
Fucking Scaevola. There was a kid at the meet. That's how I knew I was in a presence of a soft kid. His name was Phoenix. He was the one white kid at the meet. And his name was Phoenix.
That's horrible.
And he was the weakest kid there.
Yep.
I guarantee everyone at the school calls him Sunshine.
Boy.
Because we had one white kid on our football team, and besides me, I was considered white adjacent, but we called him Sunshine.
I felt bad for this because I knew like his teammates, everyone at the school probably just relentlessly bullies him. That's probably why he got into lifting.
Why was he there? Was he big?
No, he's getting into it.
Oh, okay.
You got to start somewhere, Rob.
I guess so.
But dude, yeah, he was squatting like 135. His teammates are squatting like 600 pounds.
Fucking literally 6'.
And he's just getting started. He's a freshman, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He'll get where he
has
goes.
full body yet. All right, fair enough.
But he's doing one rep, 135. We gotta get there, bro.
That's fair.
Come on, Phoenix. He never had a chance though.
No.
Your fucking parents name you Phoenix.
You're fucked. You got to go by Nix. And just never tell anyone what your full name is.
He needs to
Ever.
rise from the ashes.
I think they call him like
Maybe senior year.
Flamer Bird.
They definitely do.
Yeah. That's what I would do. But I mean, if I was in high school at the same time as him, I'd be like, what's up, Flamer Bird? What's up, Flamer Chicken?
I'd go by Dumbledore because he had a phoenix.
He did. But that was cool. Fox was cool, though.
The softest name
true.
I ever came across was my freshman roommate in college, Skylar.
Oh,
It's
man.
tough. But he was a hockey player, so.
Mm,
The one Skylar I know plays D&D. Loser.
yeah, right.
What do you mean?
Losers play D&D.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So in 508 BC, early in the Roman Republic, the Romans were at war with the Etruscan kingdom. They were also Italians. The Romans and Etruscans have been fighting for like 200 years at this point, on and off. This was Rome's first great rival before Carthage and stuff like that. And when I say early in the Roman Republic, I mean in 509 BC, they overthrew the Roman monarchy, and the Republic was born with the election of the first consuls and all that stuff. The king, the Roman king who was deposed, Lucius Tarquinius Superbus, was actually...
Just making words up.
Yeah, I know, right? Latin's funny like that, where it sounds all fake because it just sounds like an English word that you...
I mean, you can say any word right now to be like, that's the
add
dude.
an us to it.
Yeah.
Penisus.
And that's what made
Yep.
the Catholic Church dominant for centuries until fucking Vatican II ruined everything.
We got to go back to Latin.
Yeah,
And
nope.
the priest's not looking at you.
I'm a big proponent of going back. Like I think Vatican II ruined the Catholic Church. I've read nothing about it. But it's not the same.
I mean, it was hyper controversial at the time.
Yeah, what, the 60s?
Yeah.
I think it was in the 60s. It was was it John Paul?
Not the second. I think it was Pope John Paul I.
Ruined it for the rest of us.
But yeah, it was like, we got to make it more accessible. No one understands what we're saying.
Some dude at the gym actually came up to me, an older fella, complimented me on my beard, as one does.
Yep.
Been getting a lot of compliments on the beard. You just let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him I had a history podcast, and then I told him he found out I was Catholic. He's just like, yeah, dude, been out ever since Vatican II.
That sounds about right.
I'm like, hell yeah, brother.
I think my grandparents hated
This
it.
all came up within a 2-minute conversation.
Like, I remember growing up, which was only like 30 years after Vatican II. So I was, my grandparents were alive, and they were, Catholic since they were born in the 20s and the 19-teens. Like my mom's dad was born in 1912. Like they were when Teddy was running in the Bull Moose Party was the year he was born. Yeah, they were like Vatican II. You know what I mean? It's just like the type of thing. Like, what are their pronouns? Like that was Vatican. That was Vatican II. Okay.
you got Vatican II, you got Health 2.0. Everything, the 2 version, we got to just go right to 3.
Yeah.
Because 2 ain't doing it. It ain't cutting it.
No, it's Attack of the Clones. It's not great. So
My favorite Star Wars.
the deposed king.
Count Dooku? Come on.
Badass.
Yeah.
General Grievous?
Grievous is in 3.
He's in 2 as well.
He's only in 3.
It's not true.
General Grievous is only in
Grievous pops in 2.
3. When?
Throughout the Clone Wars, brother.
That's Attack of the Clones and the Clone Wars. Not the same thing.
I understand that, but Grievous is in 2.
He is not in Attack of the Clones. No, General Grievous does not appear on screen in Attack of the Clones.
Whatever.
Maybe his name was mentioned. Or
That's
something.
your timeline, all right? Just because it's accurate doesn't mean General Grievous in my timeline and my life isn't in.
Yeah, your lived experience is different than mine.
It's not the same.
With General Grievous.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So,
Really? He's only in 3 and gets fucking got immediately?
yeah, he's only in 3.
Damn, he sucks.
It's not great storytelling,
Uh-uh.
but it is a great movie.
It's just the lightsaber battles are so much better.
Literally. That make the first ones unwatchable. Yeah.
Is that the one where they're tied up in the arena?
That's
there's
too,
that weird-
when
that-
Natalie Portman gets her midriff.
That one's badass.
I mean,
Because of
it's-
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, she's perfect.
Natalie Portman in Attack of the Clones.
I can't think of anyone better.
No notes.
No,
Yeah, you're like,
so
who's
good.
our Helen of Troy?
That's
Dude,
so
honestly,
good.
it was Natalie Portman.
Oh,
in
boy.
the early 2000s.
Just perfect. So, the deposed king has familial ties to the Etruscans, and he goes up there, and he garners support from the cities of Veii and Tarquinii, hence the name. And he's like, hey, help me get the throne back, and I will get lands back for one city, and for the other city, it's just like, hey, I'm part of your family, so, like, help me out. So the armies follow him, and they are defeated by the Romans at the Battle of Silva Arcia, and they're just defeated, and whatever. They're like, all right, I guess we lost, blah blah blah. But Tarquinius, is like, God damn it, I'm not giving up that easy. I want the fucking Roman throne back. I'm the king of Rome. God damn it. So he goes to the Etruscan city of Clusium in 508 BC, and their king Lars Porsena. This is the most powerful Etruscan city, I think. It's definitely one of the most powerful Etruscan cities. It's super powerful, more powerful than Rome even at this point in time, I believe. And he's like, hey, help me take back the throne. When I'm king of Rome again, I'll, concede shit to you, and, we'll have a good deal, and blah, blah, blah. So the city's like, all right, fuck Rome, and, you're kind of Etruscan, so we'll help you out, and plus we'll get shit out of it. So, all right, we'll do it. We'll go fight Rome for you. When the Senate finds out that Tarquinius' army, Etruscan army, is approaching the city, they're like, oh shit, our little Republican experiment is already fucked. The people of Rome are for sure going to surrender. We cannot win this fight. So the Romans turn to communism. Sad. They saved democracy with communism.
Is that a good idea?
Well, it's never truly been done.
It's never
Scott.
been tried. Never been tried. No, so the Senate...
At least that's what the pamphlets tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never been done correctly.
Did you know that no matter what it is, because I feel like I hear this all the time about liberalism, conservatism, capitalism, communism. If something bad happens under the banner or guise of your system of something, then that actually wasn't the real version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, if you try conservatism and something bad happens in whatever you're trying it with, that wasn't real. Or like a conservative president does something, wasn't real conservatism. If a liberal, if a super liberal person does something and it goes super wrong, wasn't real. Wasn't that? Oh, that actually doesn't count because it wasn't a real thing.
That's how you stay winning.
Yeah, the data, the numbers,
mentality.
nothing counts
Yeah.
because, religion has killed so many people, but we're not going to talk
That's
about...
not real religion. Yeah,
We're not going to talk about Mao or Pol Pot.
Yeah. When the Salem witch trials, not real Christianity. Mao,
Great one.
not real communism. So it doesn't count. Full stop. So they actually do. They nationalize a lot of stuff immediately just to make sure that people get free shit and don't turn on them, basically.
They had fucking UBI.
Close. They nationalize grain and make sure grain is super cheap. They nationalize the sale of salt, which was costly at the time, and they take away all taxes from the lower classes so that the fucking poors don't turn on them.
They incentivize a tax break with children.
Who knows what the fuck they did. But they basically just bought the loyalty. They were like, we'll just buy you off.
You got to stop the bleeding somehow.
Yeah. And this worked. And the population was like, this city's sweet to live in. Fuck these guys. And so the city was like, all right, we'll defend this shit. Fuck it. Because before, it was a little bit of, I suppose, the mood of like, I don't know, man. What are we doing? A republic? What? And now this powerful city is going to come and just fuck us up? Like, there's a lot of motivation to just surrender and be like, just let the king back in, dude. Like, oh my God, this sucks ass.
Yeah.
Like, why not? And so they do all these measures, and they're like, you know what? Okay. Fuck them. Let's go.
Grab my pitchfork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the army comes to Rome. The Etruscan army comes to Rome. And there's a little bit of a battle outside of Rome to try to set up the siege, essentially, to try to get to a point where they can besiege the city. As Etruscan troops are attacking over the river Tiber, the bridges leading into the city. There's one bridge in particular. They're trying to destroy the bridge to cut off, to like delay the enemy or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they're having a tough time because the enemy's coming on so fast. So a man, and this isn't even the man we're talking about. This is just another hard-ass moment in this war. A man named Publius Horatius Cocles leaps across the bridge with Titus Aquilinus, blah, 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 and Spurius Larsius. And the three of them just hold off. I don't know if they have spears or whatever. They're just like, stay back. Stay back. They're like getting ready to, like everyone else is destroying the bridge. They're like, get the fuck back. Just get fucking back. And the three of them hold off a large amount of troops. Probably not thousands, but like there's three of them. They're absolutely outnumbered. Like 10 guys will fuck up 3 guys, let alone the 50 or 100, however many are there.
It's like an episode of American Gladiators.
Yeah.
Dude, if a guy named Pubecock is like, yo, we got to defend this fucking bridge, I'll be a little bit inspired.
I'll ride to the gates of hell for him.
Pubius Cocculus or whatever. Hell yeah, dude. I got you.
So 2 of them retreat as the bridge is almost destroyed. They're like, okay, there's like only 1 plank left. Let's run back across. Horatius, though, stays, keeps fighting the Etruscans by himself until the bridge is completely destroyed, just so they can't stop it or anything like that. Then swims across the river as the enemy finally decides to shoot arrows at them. I don't know why they were waiting. Like,
isn't that a weird thing? There's a lot of historical moments of one dude protecting a single bridge. Like, guys, get an arrow.
Get a fucking So
where's the archers? They're usually pretty close.
I do understand it to a little bit of an extent because people don't movies don't really do a good job of showing what ancient and medieval combat was actually like, which is it's actually quite a bit tentative. Like they're not just like raw, like swinging at each other and shit like that. They're kind of like feeling each other out.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of
like
feints.
poke. Yeah, like it really like nobody wants to get stabbed, believe it or not.
Yeah,
and
it's like a striking battle where both are very like good at punching or kicking, and it's just guys kind of you go for a feint, he doesn't budge.
You're finding your range and all that kind of stuff.
It's typically a boring fight.
Yeah, because you're looking for that one moment when you can kind of like get in there, and it's so
especially when there's like 2 counter punchers, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And
so that's like a big thing with ancient and medieval battles is essentially it's really not about combat effect or like not combat effectiveness, like melee effectiveness or like being like sweet with the sword or it's positioning.
I always
It's
wondered
all
that
maneuvering and positioning.
because guys will just survive battle after battle after battle. And like how like I would have thought the way movies portray stuff, like a random arrow is going to take you out eventually. No, because like the death toll in a lot of these battles very minimal.
Yeah.
Comparatively.
And so essentially what
unless you're in China, it's just a
then,
slaughter in China.
But like essentially it's all like maneuvering and all you want to do really is like kind of get around the flank. I mean, there's certain instances where that's not the case. Like the reason Alexander and Philip's like Macedonian phalanxes were so sweet in part is because they just had like longer spears.
Yeah.
That they were just able to like fuck you up before you could fuck them up.
What if we made it longer?
What if it was longer than the other ones?
You have to be so strong to manipulate a fucking long spear like
They had
that.
60-foot spears.
What? How do you hold on? That's insane.
It's too long. That's not going to be good in battle.
That's crazy. I couldn't
I'm
hold
sorry,
up.
I'm totally wrong.
I couldn't hold that up.
Macedonian spears were 21 feet long.
Even still, that's insane.
60 feet, that thing's snapping.
Yeah. So they were 21 feet long, and like a normal Greek phalanx was 7 to 9.
Okay, yeah.
So you come out. I don't know where I got 60. I apologize. That's fucking stupid. But yeah, they were much longer, and so you just were able to hit people before they hit you, and so that. But mostly it was like maneuvering and shit like that, and so it was a very tentative fight. So like it's
A
not.
fucking 60-foot sphere would be like Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Dude, the guy's trying to hold on for dear life just to the spear. You just like grab it from him and be like, hey, dude, drop it. He's
He
like, "Oh."
misses the guy. They're just going to grab it and just pull him forward.
Which well, you just let go of the spear
Yeah.
at that point, I guess.
That'd be really funny. They're just pulling the guy away from his
got you.
line.
You
He's
fucking
like,
idiot.
Nothing I can do.
So I mean, they had sidearms. They had like a little sword,
Yeah.
but it wasn't serious. Which always makes me wonder how the Romans would beat any phalanx, but they did. They beat the shit out of them. Probably maneuverability, actually. They were a lot more maneuverable because they weren't rocking spears and yeah. And so a lot of it is maneuverability, and once you get around the side of a formation like that,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I mean,
fucked.
with that kind of length, you could probably pole vault over the line.
pole vault into it. So these are the guys we aren't even talking about. There's just 3 dudes who held a stand at a bridge, but the attack succeeds overall, and a siege is laid.
Did that one guy get killed by those arrows?
No,
as
no,
he was
no one got
swinging?
killed. No, those guys didn't get killed. They all
Hell
made it.
yeah.
They will remember our name for eternity as we defended this nameless bridge.
Yeah, Pubio, Horsio.
I mean, they're technically remembered. I already don't remember their names, but they are technically remembered. Like they're written down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Badass.
So, siege is laid. The Romans kind of like will pop out and fight a little bit now and then and win some skirmishes, but for the most part, city's under siege. They don't know what to do. So, a young Roman man named Gaius Mucius comes to the Senate, and he's like, I got an idea. I'll go sneak in to the Etruscan army camp, and I'll kill their fucking king.
Yeah.
Little assassin.
Mm-hmm. And the Senate is like, well, we're fresh out of fucking ideas.
It's
so
not honorable, though.
let's go for it. Senate doesn't care. They're like, we're only a year old. This republic barely exists. Like, we're fucked. Go ahead. Do it. He doesn't care if he makes it or not. He's going to kill.
It's a suicide mission.
It is a suicide mission. He's going to kill the king to save the republic, to save his city. So he sneaks into the Etruscan camp, swims across the river Tiber, sneaks into the Etruscan camp, and sneaks around until he finds the king. However, apparently, it had recently been payday for the Etruscan army. So, like a soldier with a fresh paycheck and nothing to spend it on is wont to do, a lot of people bought a lot of fancy shit, walking around balled out, right?
I thought they were going to have like card games, rolling some dice.
That was almost certainly happening.
Yeah, I was going to say they're either drunk because of payday or they're gambling their new money in some way,
That too.
which might help this dude assassinate him.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounded like because they were rolling around and looking baller, he had a hard time finding out which one was the king.
Which one was the king, yeah. So he spots who he thinks is the king. Turns out it's just the king's assistant, and he stabs that guy to death and is immediately captured.
Damn it.
So Mucius is captured by the Etruscans, and he's brought before King Porcina. And King Porcina is like, who are you? And he's like, Mucius is like, I'm a Roman, and I'm here to fucking kill you.
Hell yeah.
He says straight up, he goes, this is his quote, I am a Roman citizen. Men call me Gaius Mucius. I came here as an enemy to kill my enemy, and I am ready to die. I am as ready to die as I am to kill. We Romans act bravely, and when adversity strikes, we suffer bravely.
What a cool dude.
I bet they were like, chill out, man. You're kind of ruining the vibes.
That was his movie moment. Dude, we just got paid. We're chilling. Relax, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we're all having a good time. You just had to come in here and stab a motherfucker.
And it's his assistant. I'd be like, dude, I gotta get a new one. That guy was good.
Yeah, that guy was it was the king's scribe. So like, I wrote everything down, and the king's just like, God.
I gotta find another dude that can write as well or as fast.
Yeah, we just got writing. No one else knows how to do it. God damn it.
Really sending us back, you dick.
So then Mucius says, he's like, you can kill me, but it doesn't matter because there are 300 guys just as fucking brave and fucked up as I am, ready to kill you if I don't, which I guess I didn't. So you can kill me, but they're going to keep coming, and one of them is going to get your ass.
Nice.
And the king is like, okay, yeah, right. Whatever, asshole. We're going to rip you limb from limb. Like, we're going to torture you and then kill you. So just so you know, like, you failed. And
we're not just going to slit your throat.
Yeah, like
you're going to suffer for this.
We're going to make you fucking bleed. Like, you're going to have a horrible time, and then
this is a huge inconvenience for us, so we're going to make you pay.
Yeah, like, you're a dick. This is annoying. You killed my guy here. We are going to make your life, the last 8 minutes of it, a living fucking hell. And Mucius is like, again, fine. You want to fucking torture me? You want to fuck me up? You think you can even fuck me up? It doesn't matter because there's 300 assholes at least back in there that are going to come and they're going to get you. And here's how hard Romans are. I'll just show you. So Mucius walks over to a fire in like a cauldron that's in the tent. And he says, this is what he says allegedly, watch, so that you know how cheap the body is to men who have their eye on great glory.
He did some like Tony Robbins shit, like walk the coals.
No.
He puts his face in it.
Close. He takes his right arm and he sticks it over the fire. And the Etruscans are like, oh, wow, cool. You're going to burn yourself a little bit, whatever. Wow, oh, fire. You don't care about fire. Oh, wow, oh, yeah, well, we're still going to torture you when you're done. But Mucius doesn't take his arm out of the fire. Mucius stands there without flinching until his whole right hand burns off.
The Encino Man.
He literally just keeps his hand over the fire, staring at the Etruscan king, just gritting his teeth until his fucking right hand burns off of his body.
I guess he was not a true Targaryen.
Why is that? Yeah, right?
The only thing cooler in that moment to do
Not my Khaleesi.
is to just start masturbating.
With your left hand?
Yeah, dude.
While you do
Look
it?
how fucking hard I am, dude.
They
This is
surround you.
nothing.
Start cranking.
Yeah.
No one's going to try to capture you if you're just jerking it.
I had a section leader who went through that the SEER school, which is like where you get tortured and learn how to evade, capture, and survive. He's like, every time they would come in to fuck with us, I would just start jacking off. They'd be like, that guy is weird. And they would like kind of let him off a little bit easier than everyone else.
Dude, if
And I was like,
you're-
dude, that's genius. And this is my first like team leader guy. And
if
I'm
you're
like,
compromised,
yeah, I'm doing
I
that.
don't think that's genius.
let's say you get into a bad spot, say you're outnumbered, you got to be the crazy guy.
Yeah.
You got to go full mental.
Here's why I don't think that's genius. It worked on his trainers. Right?
That is true, yeah.
Here's what I would do if I was some ISIS soldier and was like, this guy keeps trying to psych us out by jacking off. I'm going to cut his dick off so he can't do that anymore because it's annoying.
Fuck, that's good, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be like, oh, you think you're going to get us? Just bloop.
Start fingering her
What are you going to do now? You going to finger your asshole now?
It's a risk you take.
Look at that. I'm going to solder your asshole shut if you start doing that.
Yeah, but then you take your cut off penis and maybe you start whipping it around. Like I'm going to throw it
Making
at you.
nunchucks out of it.
If I'm cutting off your penis, I'm keeping it. It's getting pickled. And it's a war trophy.
You put it in a jar of formaldehyde.
Yeah, I'm not giving it back to him. Like, it's mine now.
Wait, that's how they got Napoleon's dick, right?
That was post-mortem.
They took
Who
his
did that,
dick.
though?
That is, medicine at the time.
Who owns Napoleon's dick now?
Let me look where Napoleon's penis is.
I
Where's
didn't
that
know this was
chilling?
a thing. Someone has his dick?
Someone has Napoleon's penis.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Napoleon's penis is currently owned by, it's a great set of words, Evan Latimer.
Fuck yeah,
He's like
Evan.
a Russian oligarch.
The daughter, that's a woman, the daughter of the late John Latimer, an American urologist, bought the penis at a Paris auction in 1977.
What'd that hog go for?
God, there's a picture.
What'd it go for?
For
What?
$3,000.
You
That's
could have
it?
bought Napoleon's dick for $3,000.
I'd go in debt for his dick.
I'll buy his dick right now.
Here's his dick.
I'd be debt-dicked.
Yeah, dude. Imagine Napoleon's,
That's Napoleon's
piece on our
dick.
set.
That's pretty good
That's
for a dead dick.
great.
Well,
That's a solid dead dick.
get the inflation calculator out.
Yeah, absolutely right now. I'm doing an inflation
What was
calculator.
$3,000 in 1970 worth now?
I bet you, my guess would be like 20.
I'd still pay $20,000 for Napoleon's penis.
Fucking obviously.
I'd sell my house.
$15,000. He
Yeah.
bought Napoleon's dick for. You can get a credit card tomorrow for a higher.
Maxing it out. I'm getting that piece.
Oh my God.
I am calling Evan as soon as the show ends
Be like, hey,
I need that.
are you willing to part?
with that dick, with that hog.
I'll give you $16,000
You willing to part with that part?
for it.
Yeah. God, we should split it in half. That's easy.
Oh, dude, we each own 1/3 of Napoleon's penis.
yeah, yeah. Every quarter we
Do
just
we get joint?
pass it
We
off.
just get joint custody.
We pass it around like the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. We do weird stuff.
We
with
each
it.
get a couple weeks
Would
with
you
it.
do a coke bump off of Napoleon's dick?
At this point, yeah. It's not gay. It's history.
Obviously not gay.
Not gay at all. That's so powerful.
Would you do a
His
coke?
dick probably never touched coke in
I
his
would
life.
probably ground up pieces of it and then snort that.
I wouldn't hurt that penis at all.
Yeah, you
Are
can't.
you kidding me?
Now we're gonna have problems if you have custody of the dick for the quarter.
You can't
can't
have
do
the
that.
dick if you're going to do that to it.
You gonna use it on your wife?
No.
We'll talk about it.
Use as you just use it as a dildo.
Yeah. I'd do the penis extender. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like how you can get those on
You
Adam and
tie
Eve.
a little like the loop around it so it adds
Yeah.
to you.
Some
yeah.
girth and some inches to you.
Yeah.
You just double penetrate your wife.
It's a
with,
dick of conquering, dude.
yeah, you can conquer your wife with
Yeah.
your penis and him.
You know what?
You DP your wife with Napoleon's penis.
You know what I would do? I'd take that penis to Moscow. I'd be like, here you go, dude. I mean, I think he took Moscow, but whatever. I'd be like, here you go, dude.
I think Putin would actually appreciate it.
Yeah, Putin would, yeah.
It'd be a gift well received.
I would like cast it in bronze and make it a hilt of a sword, or like the handle, whatever it is. So
Yeah.
like you just hold onto his dick
Hell yeah.
as the sword. That would
Yes.
be cool.
It's obviously going to be the centerpiece of your house too.
Yeah.
It's in the foyer in glass as soon as you walk in.
Yeah, everyone needs to see it. You enter my apartment, boom, you're
You
being hit with
cannot-
Napoleon's.
You can't miss it. And if you
Peace.
do miss it, I will make sure you go back and look at it.
The best thing is that would be my second piece of art or like pictures I have in my whole house.
Dick
The only
related?
picture I have is Loke Dog from Don't Be a Menace,
Wait, did you just say decor?
and it would be
There's art.
it would just be like his dick. Like I have this dick and Loke Dog.
Loke Dog
Pretty
is,
cool.
I got to say real quick that Don't Be a Menace is one of the most underrated movies ever created.
Have you seen that portrait I have?
No, I
I'll have to
haven't.
show it to you after this. It's
It
great.
is, that movie is so goddamn funny, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It is a masterpiece.
All right, so you're not going to take credit for decor?
Oh, I didn't even hear what you said.
Okay.
Oh, that's why you asked. Did you say
Decor.
decor?
Decor.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Okay.
But it was good. Shouts. Credit.
I thought you said that. That's why.
Oh, I didn't say it.
Okay,
No, I just pronounced it badly because I have a zin in my mouth.
that
I
happens.
just mush mouthed it, yeah. So,
Boy, am I familiar with that.
again, Mucius holding his hand over the fire as his hand melts off of his body is just looking at Porcina and he's like, there's so many fucking more of me, bro. Check this shit out.
Hell yeah.
You want to come for the Republic? This is what you're dealing with. Porcina and everyone else in the tent is like, oh my God! Like they're just freaking. They're like, what the fuck?
Then the smell hits you.
Yeah. So Porcina is like, Jesus Christ, dude, you can leave. Just go back to. All right, fine. He literally says, go back since you do more harm to yourself than me.
What a whoa.
He's like, you can just go, dude.
Yeah, but now he's handless.
But now he's a legend.
Wait, was he the guy that was a lefty that you said
That's
earlier?
Scaevola.
Oh, okay.
What is it? Hold on. Yeah, Scaevola.
Dang it. Okay, so
That's it.
that was
He
probably
gets
his
the
right
nickname
hand.
left hand. Yeah,
and
his
he's
right
like,
hand.
ah, fuck. Now I can't do anything. That sucks.
He Jamie Lannistered himself.
Yeah.
It was his jerk hand,
It was.
his crank hand.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Oh, so the rest of his life he's just going stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So at this point, after Scaevola,
Kinda adds a
Mucius
little-
Scaevola,
Spice to your own sexual masturbation.
for a while
life.
you get used to it.
You're gonna get better at it.
Yeah, I am left-handed, so I jerk off left-handed.
Yeah, it's
True story.
you're a monster.
If you know a lefty, they jerk off left-handed.
What?
If anyone who writes left-handed jerks off left-handed,
Gross.
guaranteed.
Ew.
that's
how it
why they
works.
get all that fucking silver on their hands.
I'm jorking it.
Yeah. So at this point, after sending Mucius Scaevola out, the Etruscan king is like, I don't know if what he said was true, but that was so fucked up that I'm not going to risk it.
Holy shit.
And Porcina sends ambassadors to Rome and offers peace.
Mucius did it.
The terms were negotiated. There's, weird terms or whatever. Porcina's like, can my guy have the throne? And the Romans were like, no. And he's like, all right, fuck it. I don't want to deal with you anyway. The Romans did give a little bit, like they returned some lands to the Etruscans, but the siege is lifted. The Republic survives.
Part of the deal.
Yeah.
Dude, Mucius got a free kill and got the like negotiation.
Yeah.
That's legit.
All it cost was his hand. All right.
Yeah. Well, and the worst pain you can ever imagine, I assume.
I'm sure he's fine. Cauterized the wound, probably.
No infections.
I don't know how it works, but
Yeah. But here's the thing.
It's called mental toughness, Rob. You wouldn't know about it.
Wouldn't know about it.
Men
Here's
were
the thing
men.
about Mucius Scaevola and Romans being so tough, dude. They used to be so tough. They used to be so fucking tough, dude. Men used to be men. Probably a fake story. Probably fake.
But he's a fucking legend, dude.
Historians don't know for sure. Romans weren't really writing a lot down back then. It's basically a spoken legend, the Roman period of literature. I mean, they were writing, they had writing, but didn't really get down to writing a shit ton down until about 200 years later. The war itself happened, but a lot of the stuff in the war, including probably the bridge thing, more of a foundational propaganda myth to help be like, we got so badass after we went Republic, dude.
Dang it.
We got so fucking hard.
Not my boy Mucius.
Scaevola. So, just so you know, when someone tells you, dude used to be so hard, I walked uphill both ways to school, blah, blah, fucking blah.
It's not written down.
It's all fucking bullshit.
That's tough.
Maybe my great uncle's eye is real this whole time, and that glass eye was fake.
Yeah, your great uncle was a liar. Your
Fuck.
grandma was a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to say.
Damn it.
Yeah.
History's all lies. This entire show.
All
Nothing
bullshit.
but
We haven't told
propaganda.
it. I haven't said one real thing on this show.
It's written by the winners.
It is. They said it. It is just funny to me though that, I mean, it is literally. This is Rome's much cooler version of George Washington chopping down a cherry tree.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, that didn't happen either?
Allegedly, no.
You're telling me Santa's not real?
No, Santa's real. For my children that are listening 20 years from now, Santa is real. No, I'm just kidding. I bought you all those gifts, you bastards.
And he's hot.
He's really hot.
Santa's hot as hell.
Hot Santa. Yeah, so it's probably a Roman foundational myth that future Romans were like, dude, we got to be as hard ass as these motherfuckers were. And then other Romans were, we got to be as hard as they were. We got to be as hard as they were. We're not hard. Still not hard. Never been hard.
You gotta hype yourself up and your boys.
Yeah.
If it prevents violence, I guess there's a method to the madness.
Yeah.
There's a reason to lie. It's preventative.
It's Harvey Dent, right? He's not the hero we need. He's the hero we deserve, but not the hero we need right now.
Most dudes that are like really buff and jacked, they can't fight. But it's all so you don't fight to begin with.
Right.
He's like, he's huge. Yeah.
You don't want to try it.
Have you ever had one of those competitions with like one of your boys on who's the toughest? Just as a kid? Anything like that?
Me and another dude I went to grade school with, for whatever reason, like music class. Do you remember the those pens? They were like really wet ink pens that had like almost like a needle coming out of it. It wasn't like a Bic. It was like the one, I forget what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
In music class, we would just stab each other in the leg with those.
Oh, cool.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah, just to see who could take it the most.
Yeah, we would do things like junk ball,
Oh, yeah.
where you had to kind of just keep your legs wide open so your genitals were able to be hit with a tennis ball,
Mm-hmm.
and you couldn't flinch.
Yep.
If you flinch, you lose.
But you just kept going, and last person to quit wins.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, just getting hit left and right,
Yeah.
I watched
right in the sack.
I watched two grown men that were drunk. Like a stapler was brought out, and they're like, "I'll staple my forehead right now." I said, "No, you won't." Staples the forehead. Other guy does the same. "I'll staple my tongue." Staples each other's tongues.
Oh.
They go to the nipple. And then they go like, "What's
Nipples
next?"
not as bad as tongue.
Then they go like, "You want to do dicks?" And they're like, "Let's do dicks." So they staple their own dicks. And then they're like, "What do we do next?" Next logical thing was the butthole. And so
Yep.
I saw two, like one was like in his probably 30s, one was early 40s, like spread, like bend over naked, and the other guy was like a surgical doctor getting that stapler in there and like smacking this dude's butthole.
And he has a sea bag the rest of his life.
It was inspiring.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
And they proved their manliness
they're
that day.
very tough. Yeah.
It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Where did you see this? This in the military?
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
Yeah.
Was it in the military?
Yeah, it was like an actual squad leader and then another team leader. It's like these are our like idols we looked up to for like
they
direction and
They
everything.
can't lose.
They couldn't like arm wrestle.
And so we had a month long of like we weren't allowed to drink because we got in trouble. And so the day we were able to drink again was when that happened. And it was 5:00 at night. Like
Good
we were
God.
all just drunk by then.
Sun has not even gone down.
Yeah, dude. That's why I can see clearly to this day, just like one of our squad leaders just butthole like spreading his own cheeks, bent over while
Fucking bleeding.
another sergeant is just in there and hits him with the stapler.
Okay.
Good for him.
They're both doing great today.
I can
Are
only
they?
imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they are really?
Yeah, one of them's like he works on like high rise, like fixing or repairing or even just building high rises in Chicago. And the
Okay,
other
I was gonna say they're the CEOs of Fortune 500.
the other
companies.
one is like a fucking warden or some shit.
A prison warden?
Yeah, something crazy like that.
That's fair. Yeah.
That sounds right though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you guys learn today?
Man, I learned everything I've ever been told is bullshit.
Maybe. Certainly in terms of how fucking, I don't know, just valorizing the past is fraught with.
Well, the further away you get
problems.
from something, the more you romanticize it. Typically,
Yeah. What did you learn today, Scott?
I learned that if a guy with a cool name like Pubecock tells me to defend something, I'm doing it and I'll probably survive.
Yeah. Because all you have to do is just be like, get back!
Yeah, have at thee.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to get stabbed right now. I got forced to be here, so
Especially if
maybe I
you've already
won't.
kind of won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not going to, like, I like, my favorite thing about the 8th episode of Band of Brothers in particular is that, like, at that point they knew the war was done, but they still had to keep, like, moving forward, and they were just like, yeah, we're not trying to get killed anymore.
Yeah.
Like, we get it with the Battle of the Bulge and D-Day. Like, you got to take risk. Now we're just kind of like, they're fucking losing. Like, we're bombing the fucking Christ out of them. Like,
Yeah.
let's just calm down.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who's in the game?
seeing how far you can get away with a lie.
Yeah. It's all about just like origin story. You know, it's your brand.
This is my villain arc.
Yeah.
I think it's believing in yourself and historical facts that
Yeah.
I believe are factual.
What's in the game? Saying the story over and over and over again until it becomes truth.
Yeah. Repeating that you're a badass until it's fucking real.
And he's probably still alive to this day with his arm just gone.
Just wanders around.
I bet he talked himself to the point that he believed it. He's like, yeah, that happened.
Yeah, I did it. I definitely.
He has a full arm, dude. I burnt this arm off
Yeah, it grew back.
3 years ago.
I'm a reptile.
Yeah. It's weird. It's how hard as
I'm the reason you guys are still living currently.
You're welcome. But yeah, that's all I got for today.
Dude, Scott, thanks for
Yeah.
thanks for joining us.
Thank
man.
you, as always.
Yeah, thank
We
you
love
guys. It's always fun. It's my favorite show to be on. It's
We're-
great.
Aw.
Where can the people find you?
Lastro Lopez on Instagram. That's it.
Perfect.
Check out my cool LARPing stuff and
Hell yeah.
new love for Sabrina Carpenter.
Ugh.
Everything I do is for her now.
Our queen. I'd burn it off for her. Right hand in the fire.
I'd go left hand personally, but if
I am
she
left-handed, actually.
asked for my right hand, I would still have to
Yeah.
do it.
I'm like, you see this Xi Jinping? It's all for Sabrina.
She is a little spinster.
I love her.
How dare you?
Oh, fuck you, yeah.
She's a tiny little girl. She spin on that thing.
Oh, that's not what spinster means.
What
What
is
is
it?
like an old, gross lady who no one could get or no one wanted.
Oh, I have a totally different definition.
Yeah,
of what a
spinster's not
spinster
somebody you just helicopter
maybe
or
a
like
spinner.
do the windmill on
Yeah.
your thong with, dude.
It's a spinner.
That's a dig, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a tiny girl you could just
No.
throw around.
No.
Yeah, spinster.
Spinner. A spinner.
A spinner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 2 different words.
you learned
But if I just say spinster enough, it'll become that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you learned today.
That's
You just say it enough.
yeah.
For Dan Regester and Scott Lopez, I'm Rob Fox.
You just got soft served.